ExactTrack 4D constantly scans for new threats in your neighborhood, alerting you faster than ever when severe storms are heading your way.
We're tracking the tropics tonight too. Thanks for giving us that heads up on what we're gonna be watching this all week, right?
We will be watching it not only all week but through the weekend, and as it makes the turn. That'll be the part that we'll be, watching and really hopeful for. We'll be watching it even after that because there's nothing really to get in the way after it makes the turn and either splits the gap between the U.S. and Bermuda or hopefully a little turn earlier, and that just sends it deeper into the Atlantic. And typically, that's what we see when they generate that far out into the eastern part of the Atlantic. But that strength of the high pressure acting as a conveyor belt and kind of sending it along our way. So let me show you what we're talking about here. We'll begin with our radar and the lightning strikes. I've got this into play here just so you can see. We had them get up to, I want to say it was about 40, 36, 38 or so. And then over the last 10, 15 minutes, you can see that they continue to wind down. At last check I was showing you, and we had 11 that were left on the board. But this little cell here into Alachua County continues to pop. This is where we're seeing most of our lightning strikes out there. In and along, over top of Gatortown, USA right now at Gainesville and along the famed Highway 441. The rain continues, and it's a narrow line, but heavy storms continue nonetheless between Brooker and Waldo as we move through Alachua, getting into areas of Union and Bradford County here, kind of cutting across parts of Bradford and then up into Union County around Lake Butler. And then we had Olustee that was also in the mix here, still seeing some of the lighter showers, looking pretty good at Manspur and heading northward. Fairview, the rumble of thunders, you got a couple of strikes that are there, adding up to 2. And then our downpours hitting the brakes here around Council, just outside of Fargo, and then lifting north and staying just to the west right now of the Okefenokee. And I'll put this into motion just to show you that there's really not much to track as everything is just moving from the south to the north as it continues to wind down. All right, so we got the 11 o'clock numbers. The forward speed's really the only thing that I've seen, and it's up by 1 mile per hour from 21 to 22. And that's what we were just talking about. So high pressure sitting deep into the Atlantic as well, and its influence is basically acting as what will be the guide for holding it here to the south near the convergence zone before it will finally start around the periphery, the circulation here of that high pressure before it'll start to make the turn. And as the high kind of migrates back to the west a little bit, this is why we'll see this thing flatlining basically west to east until, or east to west rather, until it finally starts to make that turn. There we go, all the way into Saturday, as it has the potential getting to the north of Puerto Rico and the Windward Isles here that it could be a major hurricane. The other couple of spots that we're watching, we got one that's in the Gulf, and if you've seen it on social media, it just shows up as an X because it has a 0% chance. The trough, this dotted line here, continues to lift to the north. Puts that low over land, tough for it to form. This one is a 10% chance, and it's kind of laughable at that since it's going to be moving into a big area of wind shear, so it should be less than 10%. And it also has a trough, which is a front, attached to it. And then this one, you see that it is open, but it's empty. This one also now is at a 0% chance for formation, as that too will get shredded by the wind shear. Outside on the south bank, it is muggy outside, 84 degrees, and it still feels like 93, and the humidity just did break the 80%, getting down at 79% here. As far as the temperatures, areas that saw some of the showers and storms currently here over toward Lake City, and then we had some earlier this afternoon through Homerville and Waycross. Temporarily brought the temperatures down into the 70s. You just made the return there at Homerville, and then at Waycross, 80 degrees right now after the showers and storms. Best chance for these will be during the afternoon, and it's going to be in our inland areas. That sea breeze merge to the west of Highway 301 between that and I-75. But we're not talking about a lot of rain here. Splash and dash variety stuff. Where those thunderstorms flare, that's always where we could see those topping and getting anywhere from an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches out of those bigger storms. The jumbo shrimp are back in town Tuesday and Wednesday, not looking too bad with limited rain chances. Thursday we start to see the chance go up. So we'll have to find those shady spots and the covered spots if you're heading out there for a thirsty Thursday. 76 degrees, a 20% chance for some showers and storms as our temperatures will see those low to mid 90s climbing there on Friday to the upper 90s. And the car wash, it's more of a reminder for me to try to get it done here while it's at least a little bit drier and then find those dry places to hide it before the showers and storms continue this weekend.